So the presidential election, if you can believe it, just 101 days away. And to help us break down where things stand tonight, we're bringing back in our panel, Republican strategist Matt Klink, and NewsNation political contributor, also former D.C. Democratic Chairman A. Scott Bolden. Welcome both gentlemen. We appreciate you making the time. With J.D. Vance expected to speak any moment, let's just start there, because his past just seems to keep coming back. And now we have this former friend going to the New York Times, releasing dozens of texts. In one, he says he hates the police. And then he talks about Trump. Vance saying in 2015 that he is outraged at Trump's rhetoric. He said, quote, there have always been demagogues willing to exploit the people who believe crazy expletive. So, Matt, let's start with you on this. Is Vance turning into a liability for the Trump campaign?
Well, I have a couple ways of answering that. The first is welcome to the big leagues, J.D. Vance. Your life, you're going to find out more things about your life than you've probably forgotten. I would say kudos to the Harris campaign or the Democratic National Committee for some excellent opposition research. And look, J.D. Vance has already explained at the convention and after his criticism of Donald Trump in 2015 and 2016. When he was still in law school or recently out as a venture capitalist. And he said that he was convinced the proof was in the pudding by seeing Donald Trump in action. That being said, hey, everything's fair game. This is politics. So J.D. Vance better get used to this, and he better get Teflon underwear, because there's going to be a lot more coming down the pipe over the next 100 days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Scott, let's get you in here on this. Let's listen quickly together to this past Vance comment. Guys, do we have this? Okay, I think we are struggling to get this sound, but let me paraphrase, Scott. This is J.D. Vance talking about, that this country is run by a bunch of childless cat ladies. I believe we have it ready now. Let's take a listen.
In this country, via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made. And so they want to make the rest of the country miserable, too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children.
So, Scott, a bunch of childless cat ladies. We're seeing so many headlines about this. Vance on Friday trying to clarify. He's claiming he's not criticizing people without children, but accusing Democrats now of adopting anti-family and anti-kid policies, he says. Scott, how do you see these comments resonating with voters?
Weird. I mean, he just offended half of Americans who struggle to have families naturally, if you will. Why would you even say that? Cat ladies, I don't even know what a cat lady is, but the personal choice and the desire to have a family naturally is one of the most personal decisions women and men make. And we know that Americans struggle to have kids for whatever reason, either they can't naturally or that they do the in vitro. It's expensive, it's heartbreaking very often, and it's extremely personal. And so those statements sting and are quite negative to a whole population of families who struggle to have kids. They may wind up adopting, but why would you offend that large of a population when you're running on a ticket with Donald Trump, who has a solid 47%, maybe a little more or less, most of us believe he can't grow because he's got that ceiling, and he's looking for independents and new voters to get him over the hump in this race. That was the same way in 2016 as well as 2020, and yet he chose a candidate or a presidential nominee that makes these statements. And you juxtapose that with black women and white women, over 200,000, I think, got on a conference call ready to go and support Kamala Harris. I mean, Donald Trump's lucky streak that he had a week or so ago is over, and the Democrats and this new candidate is on fire, energized. And when you get black women and white women together who are going to go to the mat, going to raise money and organize for Kamala Harris as opposed to Donald Trump, there's some real choices here, and they're choosing Kamala Harris.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.